Have you ever wondered why the sons of Moses, despite being direct descendants of such a prominent leader, did not assume leadership of Israel after him? Let's delve into this question and discover the reasons behind this divine decision. To fully understand this matter, it is crucial first to contextualize the position and role of Moses. Within the Old Testament, Moses holds a place of great importance. God chose him to lead a momentous mission, to free the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt and guide them towards their promised destiny. His life, teachings, and challenges are meticulously recorded in the biblical books, from Exodus to Deuteronomy. Moses was not only the liberator of his people but also the channel through which the Hebrews received the divine laws, thus laying the foundations for the consolidation of Israel as a nation under the protection and guidance of God. Given Moses' high status and close relationship with God, it would be logical to think that his sons would be the ideal candidates to continue his legacy. However, divine choice had other plans. The story behind this decision is detailed in the book of Numbers, specifically in chapter 27. It recounts how Moses was instructed by God to climb Mount Abarim and observe, though not enter, the promised land. Due to certain past actions in which Moses failed to adequately represent the word and will of God, he was denied the privilege of entering that land. Anticipating his inevitable departure, Moses, with genuine concern for the future of his people, pleaded with God to provide a leader who could guide Israel through the coming challenges. In his infinite wisdom, God did not opt for the sons of Moses. Instead, he chose Joshua, someone who had demonstrated unwavering loyalty, bravery, and sincere obedience to divine directives. God assured Moses that Joshua was endowed with the Holy Spirit, and through the rite of the laying on of hands, he would receive the spiritual authority and guidance necessary to assume leadership. Therefore, although the sons of Moses might have been considered to succeed him, Joshua's choice demonstrates that God's decisions transcend human logic and are based on much deeper wisdom. Contrary to many expectations, the choice did not focus on blood ties but on the profound wisdom and will of God. Joshua was not a direct descendant of Moses, but he had been prepared by God for this pivotal role. While we might question why the sons of Moses were not chosen, this situation offers us a glimpse into the divine perspective. Service to God is not simply passed down as a family inheritance. Rather, it is the result of a genuine calling and unwavering dedication. The sons of Moses, for reasons known only to them and God, chose paths different from their fathers. This situation highlights a fundamental truth: spiritual leadership is not acquired simply by birth. It is a direct call from God. Moses, who had an intimate relationship with God and received direct instructions from him, clearly understood this. He accepted the divine choice and passed the leadership responsibility to Joshua, a man who, like him, would be guided and shaped by the hand of God. Although Moses never set foot in the promised land and died at the advanced age of 120, his legacy endures. There is a mystery surrounding his death, as it is said that God himself buried him in a place that remains unknown, as documented in the book of Deuteronomy in chapter 34, verse 6. After Moses' departure, Joshua took the reins. Under his leadership, the people of Israel faced an essential transition period in their history. With bravery and unshakable faith in the divine promises, Joshua faced monumental challenges, such as crossing the Jordan River, where it is said that the waters miraculously parted to allow their passage. This feat is narrated in the book of Joshua chapter 3, verses 15 to 17. Under Joshua's direction, Israel faced and conquered Jericho, a powerful fortified city. Following divine instructions, they marched around its walls, and with the sound of trumpets, the walls fell supernaturally, as recounted in chapter 6 of the book of Joshua. Joshua continued to lead the people victoriously, conquering other regions and cities of the Promised Land, fulfilling the promise made by God to Israel. Additionally, he played an essential role in dividing the land among the Israelite tribes, ensuring that each tribe received its portion according to divine will. One of his most moving acts was when he gathered the people in Shechem, urging them to renew their covenant with God. In the book of Joshua, specifically in chapter 24, we find one of Joshua's most powerful speeches, in which he reiterates the crucial importance of remaining loyal and faithful to God. During this speech, Joshua exhorts the people to serve God with sincerity and complete devotion. This fidelity, according to him, is the cornerstone for living in the Promised Land in a blessed and prosperous manner. Joshua's life and leadership are exemplary, full of unwavering faith, constant obedience, and indomitable bravery. He not only meticulously followed divine commands but also guided Israel towards the realization of their divine destiny, to inhabit and flourish in the land that God had promised them. Through his life, Joshua becomes a source of inspiration, showing us that with absolute faith and obedience to God's will, incredible feats can be achieved. However, like all great stories, Joshua's too had an end. After his passing, Israel's narrative took new directions, but always under the divine gaze and plan. Joshua, the brave leader who led the people to the land of their dreams and settled them there, left this world at the age of 110. His final resting place was in Timnath-Serah, located in the mountainous region of Ephraim, north of Mount Gash. After his departure, a new generation of Israelites arose. This generation, as narrated in the first chapter of the book of Judges verse 10, had not directly experienced the wonderful works of God for Israel. They lacked a direct knowledge of God and His power. Unfortunately, this ignorance led the nation into a series of tumultuous cycles. These cycles consisted of disobedience to God, idol worship, and as a consequence, oppression at the hands of neighboring nations. However, in the midst of adversity, when despair reached its peak, the people cried out to God, who in His infinite mercy sent them judges. These judges were divinely chosen leaders who freed the Israelites from their oppressors and guided them back to the path of righteousness and obedience. The book of Judges recounts these events, highlighting iconic figures like Gideon, Deborah, Samson, among others, who, guided by God's hand, brought relief and redemption to the people of Israel. The repetitive cycles of disobedience followed by oppression demonstrate the human tendency to forget God during times of prosperity and to turn to Him in moments of adversity. Examining the trajectory of the people of Israel, the fundamental role of God-inspired and directed leadership stands out. Figures like Moses, Joshua, and the Judges are testimonies to the transformative power of divine obedience, and how following God's direction, obstacles can be overcome and celestial goals achieved. The period following Joshua's death is a painful demonstration of how a generation, disconnected from direct divine experiences, can stray from the path of loyalty and righteousness. These episodes of disobedience and subsequent oppression underline the imperative need to keep God at the center of our lives, regardless of the circumstances we face, whether prosperous or challenging. The biblical account of leaders like Moses, Joshua, and the Judges underscores the importance of listening to and following God's directives, maintaining unshakable faith, and living according to His precepts. Thus, reflecting on these stories invites us to learn and apply their teachings in our daily lives. Now I invite you to share your reflections and spread this knowledge with those around you. Every comment and participation is highly valuable for this wonderful community. Until next time, and may God bless you.